Turn back to the president. President Trump telling the AP Associated Press he will unveil his tax plan next week. So get ready. It's going to be a big week. This all coming after top administration officials promised to unveil a tax reform plan, whether a repeal of Obamacare happens or not. Watch.
Just to be clear, we hope this won't take till the end of the year.
Okay.
We're very focused on it. Big priority for the president. We will get tax reform done. It'll be sweeping, it'll be significant, and it will create a lot of economic growth.
All right, the director of the National Economic Council, Gary Cohn, agreeing with Treasury Secretary Mnuchin there. He's saying, that we will, in fact, overhaul both corporate and individual taxes, and this is what is being echoed by the president. Joining me right now with his thoughts on all of it, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Good to have you here,
Thank
sir.
you, Trish.
All right. People want this. I'll tell you, Wall Street needs it. They're betting on
absolutely.
it. Is it really going to happen?
I think it is. Frankly, I think it's what the president should have done first before health care. Health care is a very complex subject, and a lot of people will never understand the complexities, and it was going to be very difficult to put that out there on the table in the way that people could understand. Tax reform, it can be done big, bold, and quick, and that's what they need to do.
I agree with you here, because I think that the healthcare is pretty complicated stuff, and you're going to see a lot of political factions there. When it comes to taxes, it's pretty simple. This is Econ 101. Lower taxes help our economy, and you can see it. It's proven out time and time again. We got the highest corporate tax rate when you factor in state, local government taxes as well in the world, Governor. Right. That has to change, and I think you can get bipartisan support for that.
Well, I think you can. In fact, if I were Donald Trump, and I'm not, but if I were, I would invoke what John Kennedy did in the 60s when he lowered taxes. This is what Democrats used to be for as well, and I would take some of their icons.
I love that you brought that up.
But that's important.
Yes,
and to say,
it doesn't have to be political, right?
This is not some right-wing thing. This is about making so that people can go get a job rather than have to be on relief. Look, here's what happens, and I think also the president needs to explain. Corporate income tax lowering is not something that is disassociated from them as a consumer. Here's why. They've got to explain that every time a corporation has lower taxes, then the corporation can pass that money on to the consumer. When corporations have higher taxes, they pass the cost to the consumer. Truth is, corporations pay zero tax effectively because everything they pay, they have to build into the cost of their product or service.
I agree with you on that, and I think that's been proven out in a lot of economic models as well. However, you have the likes of Elizabeth Warren out there.
Yeah.
And folks like her, and they're going to say, you know what, this is one big corporate giveaway. They're just giving money to corporations. They're giving money to the wealthy. How's this helping the little guy?
Well, and I think that's why the Trump administration is tailoring a total package, both individual and corporate. You're never going to make Elizabeth Warren happy, not until people are paying 99% of their income to the government so then she can spend it for them. So quit worrying about Elizabeth Warren. She's never, ever going to be happy until the government gets everything and until everybody is working for the government. She's a pure socialist. What we've got to do is to focus on those people who know that it would be better for them if they had more money in their pocket, if their employer had more money in his account so he could give them raises, so he could expand the inventory, hire new people. Everything about the economy comes down to the simple matter of how much money am I obligated for that doesn't help my customers, that doesn't help my employees. Taxation, regulation, litigation leads to job migration.
I know.
Fix that formula, and you're going to have a job explosion.
I worry. I really do. I've said this before. If we're not careful, we're talking about France next in the election. We are on our way to becoming the next France in that we've got all the regulation and all the hurdles that go with that in a socialist economy. And guess what? China becomes the United States of America when you look at their economy. So we've got to be very careful and do everything we can to stay nimble, do we not?
We absolutely do. And again, we have to communicate to the average American who may not understand details of economics. So rather than having the economists go and explain this, put it in terms that anybody can clearly understand. That's going to be an important part of the communication.
And you, sir, do that very well. I'll just give you that accolade.
You.
Thank you very much. Good to have you.
Good to be here, Trish. Thanks.